is Toilet Tunes. The last one, Putting the Lid Down, Final Flush. And now we pause. It's Toilet Tunes. I'm your host, Sarah Morris. Folks come to my big green bathroom somewhere north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we sing a little, we talk a bit, we put it out on the internet just in time for your Friday afternoon. Of course it's the internet, so you go on and watch it when you choose. But there's a new episode coming out real soon, so stay Toilet Tuned, stay Toilet Tuned. And that was our pause. I'm Sarah Morris, and I have been, since 2016, inviting people into my big green bathroom to sing cover songs that we don't rehearse enough and to have good talks, and it's the most fun. People like Laurie Parker. Hi, Laurie Parker.
Hi.
Laurie Parker is my first guest. When I didn't even know I was having a guest, because I didn't even know Toilet Tunes was a thing. And so it just felt like if we're going to put a bow, well, let's keep in the toilet metaphor. If we're going to flush it, we should start with the first. We should go back to the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. And we're going to do a song that, since it was good enough for Seinfeld to end their show on, it's good enough for us.
Was it? I didn't even know that.
Yes. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Okay, back?
All right. I came in on that part that I said I wasn't going to come in on.
That's
I
okay.
did anyway.
That's great. It's Toilet Tunes.
It's Toilet Tunes.
I mean, that's what we do in the bathroom. Laurie Parker. Laurie and I have been friends since we were just tiny babies. Not actual babies, but
Pretty much babies.
Pretty close, middle
Yeah.
school.
And we've always loved singing together. And so, in 2016, where one thing led to another, and Laurie said, "Can I come sing a song with you in your bathroom?" It felt totally sure. Why wouldn't we do this? We sang Emmylou by First Aid Kit.
When it's you, I find like a ghost in my mind. I'm defeated and I gladly wear a crown.
And then, like, Katie Vernon and Ben Cook-Phelps both saw that and asked to come to the bathroom. And then it just, what's a good, like, bathroom way to say snowballed?
It flooded.
It flooded. Yes, it flooded.
It overflowed.
It overflowed, but in a good way, not in the way that has you swearing and worried about, a plumbing bill. So, first I would say thank you, Laurie, because it's been a really happy accident.
Yeah. It's been the time of my life for the last.
Laurie's been
How
coming
many years?
almost every year, or maybe every year except for the time we sang outside, cause COVID year. So there's been a lot of episodes with you. And generally we're having so much fun that we usually sing a bonus song because we're just, and put that just for our own fun. Laurie, by day, you're actually a professor of chemistry.
Yeah, biochemistry.
Biochemistry,
but close.
okay, sorry.
I'm a chemist, but then I work in a biochemistry department, and I do chemistry and biology, and it's all the.
And I
all
don't
the
even know
same.
what those words mean.
It's all the same.
One fun fact about Laurie is I remember when we were teenagers and we were at a pizza restaurant and Laurie started drawing like a molecular structure on a napkin to just explain something regular, and I was like, wow. Wow.
I've always been a nerd, and I've always
been a nerd. It's just my nerdery has not had any science in it.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. I pick up my nerds skills in other places.
Different ways to get into the details.
It's true.
Of life.
It's true. We are going to say thank you to sponsors. We're going to talk about our sponsors right now. We have been, for the last year, sponsored by Winnow MN. Winnow MN is a coffee roasting subscription service where they partner with Minnesota roasters. Once a month, if you're a member of Winnow, which you should be, you get a freshly roasted bag or 2 or 3 of coffee beans from a different Minnesota roaster delivered to your door. And if you use the code STAYToiletTuned, you get $5 off your first bag. December, we've been drinking Relative Coffee Company, which is brand new to me. And that's partly why I love Winnow, because I can't always get to other coffee shops. Most often I can't get to other coffee shops. I just don't get to coffee shops very often. So it's nice when the coffee shop comes to me. Uh-huh. Do you drink coffee?
I do.
Yeah. Yes. We aren't drinking any right now because it's later in the day. But thank you, Winnow. It's been a joy to partner with you and to talk about... I love small businesses, and I like a small business that's about other small businesses. It's very meta.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. It's been a good thing. And our other sponsorship, it's like a sponsorship in kind. There's this place in Wyoming, Minnesota called the Wyoming Area Creative Arts Community, Hallberg Center for the Arts. WACC is the organization. And they have visual art, and they have community gatherings, and then once a month they do a songwriter night. Generally the 4th Thursday of the month, although in January it's the 5th, and it happens to be that I'm one of the guests. So if you're available on January 30th, you can either come to Wyoming, come finally meet WACC if you've been watching, or if you are someone who's watching this Toilet Tune and you're like Wiley and you're not in Minnesota, or you're Roberto and you're not in Minnesota, you can YouTube it, which is great. So everyone can be together, which I like. Yes, well, on Toilet Tunes we have questions that recur. Mm-hmm. The first one is, Laurie Parker, will you tell me something good? Mm-mm. Tell me.
Yeah. Can I
Right?
tell you 2 things that are good?
Of course you can.
Okay. One thing that is good is related to my being a biochemist. I got a really good grant score recently.
Congratulations!
I won't know for sure until like April. It takes a very long time for these processes, but things are looking very optimistic and very promising for my lab to have like steady support for a long time. So that's great.
That is great.
It's like huge relief.
Yeah.
And then the other good thing is how well my kiddo is doing. So Fergus, my little guy, has had just a lot of challenges being at school where like the environment is not designed for someone who can't just sit in the chair and follow the routine and do all that stuff.
Yes.
So he's really struggled to just feel comfortable and like himself. And so this last fall, he started at Carner Blue Education Center, which is a District 916 setting for school that is where everybody gets it. All the grown-ups get it. They're all there on purpose to work with the kids who can't always just sit in their chairs.
Yes.
And it's been amazing. So
it's amazing.
It's going so well, and it's been so cool to see him settle into being a happy little guy instead of just like always on edge and stressed out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know that well.
Love it.
You know, I mean, my child is having a great year as well. And I think in general, I mean, I've had a lot of places where I've gone where I just like feel like who I am is not right for the setting.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just not understood and it's awful. You want to feel comfortable in your own skin and how beautiful, like at that age when the grown-ups get it. And it's like, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. So good.
Yay. Yay. And good luck on the grant funding. We will look forward to.
I mean, it's from the National Institutes of Health, and it doesn't happen until like after January.
Right.
So I'm a little like, but I think I'm pretty sure it would be very hard to turn the Titanic of everything about NIH very quickly.
Sure.
So at least by April, I should still be okay.
Yeah. It's been, so I have 3 best friends who are scientists. I don't know how that happened. So I've learned about the world of grant funding, you know, like, and it's, as a musician who's also looking for, like it's just the many, many different careers that are based around like constantly like being like, hey, I still want to keep doing this career. Can we find a way to fund this? And now you're doing like research that would be life-saving, which is, so I want people to fund that, you know?
Maybe someday. I mean, what we do in the lab is pretty far away from the life-saving, but we have to be doing it in the lab to ever get to that point. And so that's why we need the funding.
Yeah. Yep. The next question is, Laurie Parker, where are you learning right now?
I am also learning in work context. I mean, that's where I get to learn all the time, which is why I like it as a job. And I'm trying to learn how to do the statistics language R. So it's a way of coding your data analyses, and I don't know how to do it, and I'm using ChatGPT to teach me how to do it.
That's amazing.
So I'll be like, how do I do this thing with taking this kind of information and processing it in this way? And ChatGPT is like, well, here are all the different ways that you could do it. And like, it explains it, and it's very helpful.
Is ChatGPT putting YouTube University out of business?
I mean, I prefer being able to ask it my specific question instead of like watching a 30-minute thing and trying to find the part that I need. Yeah,
because I feel like that's, for a long time, people be like, I'm learning a lot on YouTube, which of course they still are. And look you're watching on YouTube, thank you. But that's an interesting...
For targeted learning, you're like, I just need to know how to do this thing. And I can explain it. It's great.
That is great. So that's, where are you learning is acute. It's right now.
Yes.
The next question is, all the time. For you, what is the steady beat of it? Something that you can always return to, that replenishes or refreshes or restores or does anything pretty much that starts with the letters R-E.
Yeah. I'm really noticing that from my living room with the wood stove insert in it. Like our house, we've done a lot to make it really comfortable and to be a cozy place to be in the winter. And so like when I've had a day where I'm just like, it's too much, I can start a fire in my wood stove insert, and I get on my couch, and I can get out my Brick Barn Pinot Noir, which is my favorite wine from Santa Barbara, and I can just be like drinking wine by the fire with dogs on me and watching TV. That is kind of my settled, happy place right now.
Yeah.
It's a place to be cozy when it's cold and too much.
When you say an insert, does that mean there was already a fireplace and then you like put a new one in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like one of those mid-century modern houses, so it was this kind of cavernous brick fireplace thing, and we could never actually get it to light and burn properly as a fireplace, but now it's got this wood stove. It's great.
That's a wonderful study beat. I love that.
Thank you.
I love it. The last question that I ask is, will you, and you always have interesting answers to this one, will you take us by the ear and spin us out to something you've been listening to?
Sure, yeah, and actually I was just reminded of it. There's two I want to talk about.
Yes, good.
One is Maggie Rogers. I got an email from Spotify that we've listened to enough Maggie Rogers that we could pre-order the t-shirt if we want, but because Fergus really loves Maggie Rogers.
Oh, was Maggie Rogers just in concert here?
I don't know.
I thought that happened not long ago.
That seems very possible, but I don't keep up well with like what's actually happening.
It's very hard
in the real world.
You're very busy learning the language of R.
Yeah, but Maggie Rogers, we really like her. We like her song, it was Coming All Along. Okay. And there's another one that I can't remember right now. But
the one I only knew was Light On.
Light On,
which I really liked. Yep.
But, okay. And Alaska is also very nice.
Good. Well, thank you.
Good songs. And then the other one is Lindsay Sterling. Is that her name?
I do know. Yep, that's her name.
She did the music for Suni Lee's gymnastics floor routine at the Olympics. Yeah. And there was a time period, I'm kind of over it now, but there was a time period where every time I heard that song, I would just start crying because like all of the meaningfulness of Suni coming back and doing her gymnastics, and then just, there's something about figure skating, dance, and gymnastics with like movement to music that just like gets my brain and my body like So I would get very emotional every time I would hear that song because it's really beautiful and there's so much underneath it. Yeah. So,
do you know what song it is?
It's called Eye of the Untold Her. Ooh. And it's beautiful.
When you say that, I'm flashed back many decades to Oksana Bayul and figure skating to the Swan. Yeah. And that was like so impactful to me as a viewer, was just the marriage of music, which I already knew that song because I was a piano player, but like to movement and watching someone take that bold, brave leap, right? Because that's the other thing, all these acts that you're talking about is like a whole team surrounds this person, but ultimately it's just them taking that moment, which is huge. Yeah. And putting their whole selves on display in a way that everyone knows can go so wrong. Like there's I fall all the time in my triple axels, for instance. No one sees it because I just don't put my triple axels out there. Just kidding. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, there's so many songs so for some reason figure skating is just a thing, like certain songs that I listen to and I'm like, if I could choreograph a figure skating routine, it should be to this song.
You could. About it. I mean, Laurie has been a dancer all her life.
But
isn't it just dancer on blades?
It kind of. Well, there's so much. Yeah, there's a lot.
I know there's more to it. I know there is, but I was just trying to be, empowering and saying that if you want to be a figure skating choreographer. You still can.
Maybe in my retirement career.
That's right. That's right. When you're not like covertly helping friends start bathroom YouTube series, you can go and do that. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I gotta thank everybody for watching. We've had like 120 years. I mean, so many people have said yes to coming to the bathroom. I feel like it's like about 100 people, 120 episodes, something like that. And you can, if you're already sad, watch them all. Do it. Watch them all forever. They're out there.
Channel.
Yeah, but it's just been, I mean, for me, the chance to collaborate with other musicians in the daytime in like a place where I can actually talk to them without hearing loud bar sounds. You know, that's been incredibly meaningful and creatively fulfilling, because the rules are we can't rehearse it too much. So there is, every time someone comes, I get to see a musician say yes to taking a leap that they, you know, in a big way or a small way, in a bathroom way, and it's great. But I just have been really incredibly grateful to all the musicians that have said yes, and more or not more. Let's not do that's it's not relative, but just like so incredibly grateful to everyone who said yes to watching the show. People tune in. People tune in live with me on Friday to like have lunch with me, which is really nice. And I will miss having my lunches with you all, but I'm sure something else will come. I'm gonna do some fun things in 2025. They're just gonna be maybe quieter for a while, and then we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's thank again the sponsor, Winnow. Stay tuned. We do it now. I don't know how long they're gonna leave the code. They're really sweet though, so maybe they'll leave it up for a little bit. We should do that. And WACC, thank you, Wyoming Area Creative Arts Community. And then we, of course, can you help me with this?
Yes.
Get to hold this up.
Let's turn it around.
Turn the board around. Da, 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 da. The Sarah subscribers, Laurie's on here. These humans help me make things possible. Like the dreams that I got going on for 2025, they are part of them. And this thing that's been going on for the last 8 years, a huge part of it. And there are hearts that are available if you wanted to be part of the Sarah subscriber team. For instance, if in next year someone was to show up at my house and say, I really need to sing in your bathroom, we'd record it and we'd release it privately to these people. So I'm just saying, like, if you're into it, that would happen here. So we'd love to see you. We would. I wanted to end, thank you, Laurie Vanna.
Yes.
Laurie Vanna White. I wanted to, oops, well, this is good.
Okay, sorry.
We're gonna, I was like, let's do a second song because Laurie and I don't get to sing together nearly enough. And one of we bandied about different song titles. And this one came to mind because Laurie and I used to do theater together. And this is a play, from a play that we did, and Laurie was the lead.
Oh, that's
Marian, the librarian. And I was the tenor in the quartet.
Yes.
Which also in the quartet was Eric Bloomquist, who's been in the bathroom because he produced and engineered many of my albums. So it was a fruitful little...
it's a good summer.
And Scholastica, who was in season 1 of Toilet Tunes, she was in that as well.
Yes.
She got to say, Balzac!
That's right.
in that one song.
Yes.
Yes, but I've always loved this song, and I thought, you know, it's a love song, and it's a song about how you just never know when things are going to change. Things have always been there. Like, for instance, this bathroom was always here, but there wasn't music in the bathroom till there was you. Or at least Toilet Tunes. So.
Well, and this is one of Fergus's favorite songs
Is it?
that I used to sing to him when he was a little
Oh, I
baby,
didn't know
and
that.
was still singing him to sleep with until he was in like 2nd grade.
Well then, Fergus, you might like this.
Yeah.
There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you.
There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
And there was music, there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew, there was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. Love you. I love you too. I love you. Stay tall, too.